There was a time in my life when I felt that I was carrying around an invisible weight. No matter what I did, I couldn't escape the pain of my past. Growing up with an alcoholic and bipolar mother, I thought healing meant fixing myself, digging up old wounds, reliving them, and hoping that one day I would feel happy. But the more I tried, the more stuck I felt. But then, everything changed when I discovered an ancient method that didn't ask me to fix anything. Instead, it taught me how to reconnect with my body, my mind, and my energy, and awaken the parts of me that I thought were broken. What I'm about to share with you has completely shifted the way I understand healing, intimacy, and relationships, and I know for a fact that it can do the same for you. So by the end of this video, you will have the exact process that helped me and hundreds of my clients turn trauma and disconnection into healing and magnetic connection. And here's the thing, there's a reason you keep running into the same struggles, the same patterns in your relationships, and the same roadblocks in your confidence and sex life. It is not bad luck, it's not something wrong with you, and it's definitely not random. Because these patterns didn't start yesterday. They've been running in the background of your life for years, or like me, maybe even for decades. They show up in ways most men don't even recognize. The way you shrink yourself in relationships, the way you hesitate before speaking your truth, the way you either fear intimacy or desperately crave it. If you've been told or if you believe that these struggles are simply a matter of willpower and mindset, that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, it is energetic imprints, mental patterns stored in your body through past experiences that are shaping how you show up in love, sex, and relationships. And until you clear those invisible scripts, you will stay stuck in the same cycles. But the good news is, you don't need years of therapy to break free. You don't need to relive every painful memory to fix yourself. What you need is a new way of experiencing healing, one that works on a much deeper level than just understanding your past. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So, let's dive into the first step, radical self-awareness. This is where everything begins. Some healing methods are incomplete because they focus on one part of your being while ignoring the rest. Therapy, for example, often focuses on your mind but overlooks the body. Other approaches may dive into your past wounds but overlook the energetic transformation required for lasting change. That is why I recommend a holistic approach that addresses every layer of your being, not just mentally and emotionally, but also energetically, sexually, and spiritually. And it all begins with becoming radically aware of the hidden patterns running your life. And a good place to start is to ask yourself, what hidden fears or patterns are preventing me from experiencing the connection that I truly desire? Why do I feel unworthy or scared when I'm trying to be vulnerable or confident? How are my past experiences shaping my current relationships and behaviors? But please, by answering these questions, understand that this doesn't mean there is a flaw in your personality. You might be thinking you're not good enough or that you're broken, but that is not true. Because it's actually a conflict between different parts of you, parts that were shaped by experiences you may not even remember. And these parts are often buried in our subconscious, but they don't just live in our mind, they're stored in your body as energetic imprints. This is where most approaches fall short. They focus just on thoughts or emotions, But these patterns are energy. So for example, have you ever felt heartbreak as a tightness in your chest, fear as a knot in your stomach, or the inability to speak like a lump or a contraction in your throat? That is not just in your head. It's an energy block. Tantra teaches us that real awareness comes from reconnecting with this energy and learning to feel where these patterns live in your body. Without this awareness, no amount of talking or thinking will create real, lasting change. Radical self-awareness isn't just about understanding your past or analyzing your behavior. It's about noticing what's happening in your body in the present moment. Are you aware where different emotions show up in your body? For example, when you feel fear, what sensations do you feel in your body and where? These sensations are messages from your body, and by bringing awareness to them, you can start to release the energy that's keeping you stuck. This is why I guide my clients through specific somatic tantric practices to help them reconnect with their body and unleash their full potential. Another way to understand these patterns is through the chakra system, the energy centers within your body that represents different aspects of your being. In my program, I focus on how balancing these chakras can transform your love life. When out of balance, common struggles may show up. For example, in the root center, you might feel ungrounded, insecure, or worried about money. In the sacral center, you might struggle with sexual confidence and performance. In the navel center, you might procrastinate, doubt yourself, be a people pleaser, or deal with anger issues. In the heart center, you might feel emotionally distant, lonely, or stuck in unhealthy relationships. In the throat center, you might not speak up for yourself, feel misunderstood, or struggle to express your needs. To address where you might be stuck, identify which energy centers feels most out of balance to you. By identifying and working with the chakras, you may begin to align these imbalances in yourself. And here's the part that makes Tantra so unique. You don't need to change or eliminate the negative aspects of yourself. In Tantra, there's no such thing as a broken part of you. Even the parts that you don't like or have rejected, for example, the insecure boy, the hesitant lover, the people pleaser, those are not flaws. They're simply asking for your attention and your love. So the goal isn't to suppress or fight these parts, but rather to integrate them. When you bring them into the light, they stop controlling you. You shift from reacting on autopilot to being aware and taking conscious action. And this process transforms your shadow into a version of yourself that is healed, aligned, and integrated. So once you start uncovering these hidden patterns and what parts of you're suppressing or where you feel most disconnected, you will notice an immediate shift in how you show up in your relationships and even in the bedroom. This is the foundation for the deeper work to come, and it's the first step towards transforming your entire life. And to help you go deeper in uncovering these hidden patterns and start your shadow work journey, I put together a free shadow work journal with powerful prompts to guide you. You can download it for free in the description. Now, the second step is one of the most controversial yet powerful healing methods that I teach, and I call it sacred self-pleasure. You see, most men use self-pleasure to escape, numbing out with porn, a quick release, or ejaculating way too often. And I know we've all been there, and maybe you still are, but what if you used it as a spiritual and emotional reset instead? What I mean is, using masturbation in a more intentional and conscious way, by using your sexual energy as a tool to heal emotional pain. by connecting pain to pleasure and presence. This is rooted in the brain's neuroplasticity. When emotional triggers or patterns arise, instead of turning to porn or escape into your mind, set an intention to begin a self-pleasure practice. I know this might feel counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. And here's how you do it. When you notice a familiar recurring trigger, I want you to go into your bedroom, lock the door, get some privacy, and lie down onto your bed and feel your pain. All right? While you do this, I want you to breathe in deeply into the emotions that surface. And then start the self-pleasuring practice. This might feel weird or even awkward at first, but keep turning yourself on. Allow yourself to experience pain and pleasure simultaneously. That is the key, letting them merge. This process helps you to rewire your nervous system, creating new pathways in your brain for healing and integration. You are essentially retraining your body to experience emotions in a different way. So sacred self-pleasure goes beyond sexual performance or orgasm, and when done correctly, it breaks deep-seated trauma patterns by rewiring neural pathways in the brain, which opens a profound sense of freedom. This is one of the most powerful tools I have found to heal stubborn emotional patterns in your love life. The ones you just can't seem to get rid of, no matter what you do. Now, let's move on to step number 3, embodiment. To practice this, you must first understand that your body holds on to past experiences, especially those that were painful or overwhelming. And as we discussed, if you ever felt tension in your chest, tightness in your shoulders, or knots in your stomach when stressed, that is because emotions just don't disappear. They get stored in your body. This is where embodiment practices help you to release this stored energy, so it no longer affects your mood, decisions, and relationships. So, here are 3 simple techniques that you can start with today. The first one is de-armoring. De-armoring is a powerful practice for releasing stuck energy and trauma from the body. Over time, emotional pain and stress create armors. There is a form of physical tightness, numbness, coldness, or holding patterns in specific areas of your body. This is particularly common in areas like the stomach, the hips, and for women, in their genitals, where unresolved emotions and past experiences often manifest as tension or blockage, affecting your energy and your body. You can go and receive a professional de-armoring massage, or you can do it by yourself by applying pressure to trigger point areas using either your hands or a soft object like a tennis ball, and focus on areas where you feel sensitive, blocked, or numb. As you apply pressure, you breathe deeply and allow any emotions to arise, whether it's sadness, anger, relief. Stay on this trigger point until the tension or pain starts to dissipate. Another practice that you can do is body scans. Body scans are mindfulness practices to bring awareness to what's happening inside of your body. I recommend taking time for short micro moments throughout the day to close your eyes and perform a body scan, and it doesn't have to be longer than 30 seconds. So scan from the toes all the way up to the top of your head, paying attention to any areas that feel tight, uncomfortable, or numb. And when you find an area that feels blocked, take slow, deep breaths into that spot and visualize the tension loosening and releasing. And one more technique here is movement practices. Physical movement is a powerful way to release stuck emotions and reset your nervous system to a more grounded state. One of my favorite techniques that I teach my clients is the shaking practice, where you stand with your feet shoulder width apart, relax your body, and start shaking from your knees without lifting the feet from the ground. Let your legs, arms, shoulders, and head move freely without restraint, allowing your shaking to guide you. You can also try things like Tantra Yoga, where you synchronize movement with your breath to bridge the gap between body and mind. So these techniques are simple, yet very effective for clearing blockages, releasing old emotions, and reconnecting with your body. If you practice them on a regular basis, you will notice that they help you feel more present, emotionally balanced, and mentally clear. All right, let's move on to the fourth step, which is to be part of a brotherhood, because every man needs backup. Healing was never meant to be a solo journey, and none of us were meant to do it alone. In ancient cultures, men trained together, they healed together, and supported each other in deep transformational brotherhood. But modern men are isolated. We turn to women for emotional support while avoiding real accountability from other men. And that is exactly why I bring men into group work and immersive experiences, because your deepest blind spots will be revealed through the reflections of other men. Do you have men in your life who challenge you to be better? Or have you been trying to figure it out all by yourself? If so, you need to reach out to the men in your life who encourage you to be better and those who hold you accountable. And if you don't have those kind of friends, well, maybe it's time to find a new friend. Or you can join a supportive men's group where you can grow and heal alongside like-minded brothers. If that resonates with you, I have included a free training where we dive deep into this practice of shadow work, sexual mastery, and becoming a better man through brotherhood. You can sign up and watch it for free through the link in the description. As you may have noticed, these practices that I teach are not just theoretical. They are backed by evidence and proven results. And to see how I apply some of these methods in real time, you can click this video here from my in-person workshop and see for yourself. Blessings.